So my fellow chef here had to sprint to get something that we misplaced. But this is the Hunter.
Many ideas, but we settled on the Hunter. So what we did is we crushed up a waffle cone, and then we crushed up yogurt, vanilla pretzels, and almonds. So while we were making and preparing our dish, we were listening to a song performed by Hunter from The Office.
So you know when like artists get inspiration from music?
Yes.
Carson and I got inspiration from a song that just drove us to create this dish.
Yes.
And that song was by...
Sing that song?
I think so.
1, 2, 3. Take me by the hand.
Made one night, everything alright. So that was inspirational.
Really good. Comments? Excellent. Thank you. Gummy bears do not fit well with this, so.
I am all in except for the gummy bears.
Yeah?
Me too. Yeah.
Right here.
Oh my
Our Team Worldwide final dish. We made a homemade chocolate cake.
It was a lot of like bread. Like,
The artwork took me 5 years in a factory in Vienna that I renovated into an art studio.
What? Well, I'm out, man.
I would have to say, no, I would just have to say maybe the donut could have been like cut in half or something because it's really
yeah, that's a lot of like bread.
a lot of
like,
bread.
yeah.
That's the only thing, but the flavor
It's the only thing I got for it.
Yeah.
Great presentation, great taste. Just a lot of like.
I like great texture. This is my thing because I know some people don't like this, but I like that we have the warm chocolate and the cold ice.
That was actually our goal.
Yeah.
And I'm being serious.
We wanted to make up for the temperature concerns.
Final thoughts before we go into this last round.
I have no idea who's gonna win this. It's gonna be close.
And once again, we gotta review this. It was decided by the contestants themselves that round 1 is worth more than round 2. Round 1 is a total of 50 points, and round 2 is only, I believe here, let me do that math, but I believe it's only 30 points. So it's 50 versus 30.
Any final thoughts before we go into the big reveal?
Yes, I would say that it's incredibly close. Both rounds were delicious.
Final thoughts before?
So,
Never been more intense. I'm curious. Everything seems very balanced. I could have gone either way.
what did you give Team Worldwide?
Your presentation was good with having multiple courses, so I gave it an 8.7. Your taste, there's a few things that I did not like the taste of, so I gave it an 11.4 out of 20. Creativity, use of ingredients, you used them well, I gave it a 9. Texture, 4.9, and the overall experience of the dish, I gave it a 4.5. So it's a grand total of 38.5 out of 50. Presentation, I don't think was as good as Team Worldwide. I gave it a 7.1. Your taste was better, however, so I give it a 15.8. Your creativity, use of ingredients, I gave a 9.2. And your texture was 4.9 for me, same as Team Worldwide, and the overall experience of the dish, I only gave it a 4. So that is a grand total of 41 out of 50.
Presentation, I gave it 9 out of 10. I felt like a lot of thought went into how everything looked, and it looked very professional. For taste, I gave it 16 out of 20. Overall, I thought everything tasted good. I kind of would have been looking for a little bit, maybe more flavor in some of the dishes, and also the room temperature food maybe brought that down a little bit for me. Creativity, use of ingredients, I gave a 7 out of 10. I didn't give that a higher score because I think some of the ingredients were pre-made as compared to Team Dough. But texture, 5 out of 5, and overall experience, 5 out of 5. So that's a total score of 42, which is pretty high. I thought the presentation was pretty good. I know they kind of did a one-plate deal, but I thought it fit with their theme. They gave some forethought to trying to keep the meat warm, so they had that little wrapped present package full of deliciousness. So I preferred the overall tastes in Team Dough. I gave them an 18 out of 20. They had a lot of things going on, and I liked the variety of flavors. And so again, a little bit higher with creativity. They didn't use pre-mixed things. Everything was from scratch, including their marinade and their dressing for the salad. And 5 out of 5 for texture, and 5 out of 5 for overall experience. And they ended up with a score of 45.
Wow. Worldwide, I gave you an 8 out of 10 for the presentation and the color and all different things. I thought that was really good. The taste, I had to go with a 12 out of 20 because of the cold pasta and the chicken. The cold pasta kind of just sort of with the cold tomatoes, and then the chicken was cold. But when I moved it over to the chicken with the Caesar salad, I liked it cold, but I know it was intended to be eaten hot. Creativity and use of ingredients, I gave it 8 out of 10. Texture, I thought the chicken was really good, 4 out of 5. And then the overall experience, I thought was 3 out of 5, so 35. So, on your dinner, the presentation and the organization of the plate, I gave you a 9 out of 10. The taste, I thought was a 15 out of 20. I particularly don't care for peppers and spices, and so there was some of it that wasn't great with me. I did think that exactly what Shelly said, that all the homemade ingredients were your star things, the marinade and the texture. The steak actually had a very good texture. I would have liked to seen it done a little bit more because that's me, but it was overall very tasty. I thought the overall experience was 4 out of 5, so you ended up with a score of 40.
115.5.
Going into
For worldwide.
For worldwide.
Oh, you didn't do dessert, we just started with round
This is just for round 1. 126.
So we have a little less than 11 points.
Yeah. Team Worldwide. Great presentation. Like the artistic ability of whoever did this.
Me.
Matthew. Good job.
Took a long time.
So I gave it a 5 out of 5. Taste, 9.2. It was a good tasty meal. It was a little bit like too much like bready. I don't know. Creativity, use of ingredients, I gave it a 4.7. Texture, I gave it a 5, and the overall experience, I gave it a 5. So that's a grand total of 28.9.
Oh.
Out of 30.
Out of 30. Okay, your presentation was a little messy. I gave it a 3. Your taste and creativity, I gave the exact same scores for
What were the scores?
9.2 and 4.7. So same thing as Team Worldwide. Texture, I gave you 0.1 points off because of the gummy bears. It just didn't really fit. Okay. So it was a 4.9. Overall experience, I also gave it a 5. I enjoyed it. So that's a 26.8.
Worldwide, I gave you guys a 5 out of 5, actually a 5+ for presentation.
Is that bonus points?
You get a big plus.
Oh.
I thought it looked really
Do you want to add
appealing. No, just
Can we just add the plus?
just add the plus.
Yes, that's a
Yeah,
plus on that.
yeah, big plus on that one. And so it just clearly you guys gave it a lot of thought and planning. And the little sign that was handmade. For taste, I would kind of agree that was a little bit on the bready, doughy side, so I gave a 7 out of 10. Creativity for sure, 5 out of 5. Texture, 5 out of 5. Overall experience, 5 out of 5. That's the score of 27 out of 30. Team Dough. Presentation, it was a little on a messy side, but it looked like you guys were trying to attempt to make it look a little interesting and appealing. I gave you guys a 4 out of 5. No plus, sorry, but 4 out of 5. Taste, I gave you a 9 out of 10, and I'm kind of an ice cream person, and I liked all of the stuff in there with the exception of the gummy bears. So, and I liked the salty with the sweet. So I gave you guys a 9 out of 10. And also 5 out of 5 for creativity, texture, and overall experience, bringing your score to 28.
Worldwide, I gave for the presentation and the organizing of the plate 5 out of 5. For the taste of it, 9 out of 10. Creativity and use of ingredients, 5 out of 5. The texture, I didn't care for the extra donut stuff on the bottom. I mean, I thought it was a cute idea, but I gave 4 out of 5. And the overall experience, I thought was a 5 out of 5. So you had a total of 28 points. And then we have Team Doe. Presentation and organization of the plate. I took into consideration that maybe on the walk down from the long.
Hold on. What about the song though? You got
just hang on.
Our song was
That's
better.
going in. Don't worry, it's coming. It's coming. I thought that the ice cream was pretty melty, but that's okay. But I gave you a 3 out of 5 on the organization of the plate. The taste, it still tasted good. So 8 out of 10. The use of ingredients and creativity, I kind of, maybe the melting did it somewhere else, but it kind of felt like it was a soft, soggy, and then I think stuck on top, so that was 3 out of 5. The texture was 4 out of 5. The singing actually brought in the new experience and ended up to add it to a 3 out of 5, and a total of 21.
1.8. Good job, Carson.
So a 2.
This is where all the marbles come in here. 199.4.
Hey, let's go!
2 points.
That's so
2.4 points. It's crazy. Carson is undefeated, so.
I did the math.
Think we just got a single player next year?
A bunch of individual.
Ouch! Ouch, Matthew!
wow. Shots fired.
I know, but it was like Carson in 2020.
Also, Carson is.
Got a picture of the both of them.
Wow, that was close one.
His dad.
I knew it was gonna be close. You guys both
Yeah,
had great
definitely.
judges.
That was very
And
close.
I think it was smart to have round 1. I think it really balanced out.
Yeah,
I
it
think
did work
really,
well.
I think it was pretty balanced.
I don't know.
I think that's maybe what lost it for us, though.
It was.
Oh no, my eye itches.
No, it's just sweating.
Yeah, I'm just sweating from my eyes, guys.
It's just sweat from my eyes.
Can I see that banana?
Whatever it is.
Whoa.
Yeah.
What do you think? Should we end up switching sides next year?
I think
so.
we have to.
I think we
Or
gotta
you need a
go
new
to this
banana.
one, or we do
5
have another
years of,
banana up there.
this is 5 years of grocery games history here. I think we should switch it up.
Thank you so much for watching this year's edition of Grocery Games. If you have not seen the previous 2 episodes, make sure you check them out. You don't want to miss out on all the funny moments, so make sure you go check those out, as well as keep a lookout for this week. New video is going to be an obstacle course with some of the same faces you saw in this video. Should be fun. Subscribe to the channel if you enjoy this content and you want to see more of it, and like the video if you enjoyed this video specifically. Make sure to also subscribe to my football podcast, The Red Zone Review, available on your favorite podcasting services, and follow me at Riley Red Zone on Twitter and Instagram. With that being said, thanks for watching.